Hey, Thatch here, and welcome to the Puclpodcast. This episode is all about Pokopia. We've played it, we've enjoyed it. We've got a lot of words and things to talk about when we talk about Pokopia, and so get ready for this full episode. It's great. I'm not going to keep you any longer. But yeah, thanks to everybody who showed up to our Pokemon Day stuff. It was a lot of fun, and I really appreciated it, and I know a lot of you did too. But yeah, on that note, we're going to go ahead and kick it on over to our podcast. So buckle up for another exciting episode.
Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, Puckle Podcast.
It's Puckle! Puckle! It's Puckle! Puckle! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! Puckle! Puckle.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Puckle Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, and today I'm joined by a couple of my fabulous co-hosts. We've got the one and only Dr. Shamu.
Hello, hello.
And we've got Sharkfinnagan.
Hello.
And of course, welcome to the Puckle Podcast. Puckle, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007 where we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. We are the longest running Pokemon podcast going since 2007. We have just been talking Pokemon nonstop for that long. And I guess it's not tiring. I don't know. But yeah. Having a good time. We're here. Lots of things going on. I guess I'll start with like what I've been doing in Pokemon lately. That's not Pokopia. Since Pokopia only came out on Thursday.
Yeah, because to be fair, that's kind of the answer for most of us.
I would imagine it's the answer for you guys.
Pokopia.
And I don't want you guys to go on too long of a rant, so we can save it for the topic today. Which timestamps are in the show notes and in the YouTube video or wherever you're listening to the show. There are timestamps if you want to skip this part because you hate flavor or you hate stuff like that. But I have been playing on top of Pokopia. I've been playing Fire Red Leaf Green just personally because I think it's fun. We did it on stream. That was a lot of fun. We'll be back on Wednesday on stream at Twitch and YouTube. So please join us. We had a good showing because I think people realized it's a lot of fun to hang out on stream during Pokemon Day. We had a really good showing on Wednesday. I think we had like record numbers for like a regular, just like Wednesday stream. So I hope people will join us again. Please come by. And then, yeah, I just really enjoyed it. We had a good time on stream, but also just personally, I've been playing it because I like playing those games. Honestly, those games feel really good to play. I don't have like too many comments on like Fire Red Leaf Green in terms of being a bad game. And there was a lot of discussion about whether or not those were the quote unquote ultimate version of Kanto, because that's what the Pokemon company called it during the press release when they announced Fire Red and Leaf Green were coming to the Switch. And I personally,
Let's Go doesn't count.
I think Fire Red Leaf Green's better. I can make several arguments I can make several arguments as to why I think Fire Red Leaf, like they're probably correct. And I don't think it's because like the bar is set incredibly high by Fire Red Leaf Green, but I think it's because the bar is set low by both Red and Blue and Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah, because like, again, like Let's Go is not, it's a Pokemon game, but it's not a traditional Pokemon game. And
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
that comes down to it too. And then also, at least with the Switch version, the fact that it has the Deoxys event and Birth Island, that's fantastic. I didn't expect that, and that's just a nice welcome addition that they could have done.
Yeah. No, I think that is really great that they did that. And I think that is honestly what should happen if they're going to do it anyway. I honestly, even before there was the data mine of Fire Red Leaf Green that showed direct mentions of Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire in the emulator code and everything, I was when I heard that there was going to be the Aurora ticket and the Mystic ticket, I was like, oh, so that means that Ruby and Sapphire are happening, because they put enough care into it to just not directly port and call it a day and like wipe their hands and be like, this is a celebration, we're done. So I'm pretty happy with that. And honestly, I know a lot of people had issues with the price point, but for years I have personally stated that I'd be okay paying $60 for a collection of 3 Pokemon games, where it would be a Gen 1 game, a Gen 2 game, and a Gen 3 game. And I'd pay $60 for like the blue versions of those games and another $60 for the red versions of those games. And so this kind of lines up with my expectations.
Yeah, because like I'm not a fan of it, but also like if you don't have the game at all, because like part of it for me too is like I have it and I can emulate it too. So it's like
I understand emulation to an extent. But
this is a nice way to get them all legitimately and transfer them to your own personal collection. And if you don't have them, I think $20 is fine, but it's more of a personal thing for me. Like I couldn't justify $20 on them personally.
I think that the people, and I'm not saying that this is in a negative connotation, the people who said, "Oh, you can do this instead," are probably in a minority, and it's just very loud online because the Pokemon community is very large, and there are a lot of people like us, right, who are very diehard Pokemon fans who can do things like that and do things like that very regularly, because outside of just like emulating the actual Pokemon games, they emulate ROM hacks and stuff like that as well on top of it, and they're more well versed in that space. And I think if I was Pokemon fan number 1,627,000 who wasn't super savvy, just knew how to play video games on a console, and Fire Red Leaf Green came out, I would go, okay, I'll just buy it on Switch and I'm done.
Exactly. Yeah, that's fair. And that's like, and that's valid. And at the very least, if they're gonna give you the mystery gift events like that, like I don't think that if we get that as a consistent thing where each of those games at that price point are gonna have the mystery events on them, I think that's very fair. Because like what that did is that unlocked Deoxys for a lot of people.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really happy with that. I'm really happy with that because I think they should slowly move away from all of the things that are exclusive to Bank and slowly migrate them to having direct connections to Pokemon Home. I'm super happy with this, by the way, because my biggest gripe about Pokemon Bank right now, in terms of like the clunkiness to get any Pokemon game from my Game Boy cartridges to Pokemon Home at this point, is honestly the transfers between Gen 3 and Gen 4. I think that is the clunkiest transfer of all time. For anybody who's unaware, the transfer between Gen 3 and Gen 4, you have to go through Pal Park, either in Heart Gold and Silver or Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. And that only allows you to transfer 6 Pokemon per actual day. And if you try to fast forward the clock, it calls you on it, which is even worse. And it makes you wait another 24 hours. So there's no way to skip it. And if you're trying to move a large amount of Pokemon, it's very clunky. It takes a very long time. Granted, I personally believe that Pokemon Bank is not going to shut down for a very long time. Just kind of based on current vibes. I think the only reason they put the letters in Pokemon Bank when they said, oh, this could shut down at some point, just heads up, is because they're waiting until Nintendo quite literally forces them to shut down Pokemon Bank. And the Pokemon Company, for as much garbage as we give them, I believe actually does care about systems like this, and will maintain them. I don't like it is wild to me that like the same company that is just like that most definitely looked at Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green when they were releasing on the Nintendo Switch, and probably sat down and was just like, okay, how much can we charge people before they get like absolutely angry, but also angry enough to talk about it on Twitter. They sat down and had that conversation. I guarantee it. That same company also goes, man, it'd be really nice if Joe Schmo could take his 20-year-old game cartridge, Pokemon Sapphire, and transfer that Kyogre all the way to Pokemon Home. And we maintain that capability for a little while until they tell us we can't anymore. And they're doing it. They're doing it, in my opinion. And they have a little bit of a heart. Like they understand the core of their franchise. So I don't know. It's just a weird observation, I guess. I don't know if I have any conclusions about the Pokemon Company. Just a really weird observation that they do. But I do believe that every game, if they can, that only directly connects to Pokemon Home should connect to Pokemon Bank somehow, especially after this. I think it's very realistic. And I would also say at this point, this is Thatch's personal opinions, and I know a lot of the Pokemon community is going to very much disagree with me. but I absolutely believe that Pokemon, that like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are already kind of ported to Switch. I think the BDSP more or less did it.
Yeah.
BDSP is a better version
I
of
think
those
so.
games.
Yeah.
In
I
reality.
mean, it is better. Yeah, I think it is generally better. Even
Yeah.
I still
You
like
have
Platinum.
access to like
but-
the Regigigas in game. Like
Yeah.
you, and because literally like that game was just a way to go, cool, we have Switch access to Pokemon 1 through 493 or
Yep.
whatever it ends with, and like boom,
Yeah.
that's fixed. The Dexit issue mostly fixed with a couple like outliers that I think we got all fixed in VA.
The only issue that still exists, and it's a really stupid one,
or like the
Spinda.
mythicals maybe.
It's Spinda.
Oh,
Spinda is the
is
problem.
Oh,
it's not that Spinda isn't in those games. It's that there's like a bug in the code that when you transfer it, it doesn't transfer the pattern correctly or something. So they kind of ban the transition of Spinda. I think you can transfer Spinda in, but maybe not out, something like that.
there's
Yeah, there's something with it.
yeah, because the other games don't have
Yeah.
the right code for it at the moment.
Yeah.
I believe is what it is. I literally looked into this a little bit ago for something else, and I was just like, I think that has to do. It's something weird though. Yeah, I
The
remember.
answer is that Spinda is trapped at home. Like I think that's the problem. You can't pull Spinda out. I don't expect that to change if Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire are announced for Nintendo Switch. I expect them to be a one-way transfer, just like Leaf Green, Fire Red. But
yeah, and I think the other one that's like a weird, like this is very semantic that I saw, but like it was a Alolan Rattata.
now, I told you this. I literally told you this.
And Let's Go.
I was the one who told you this.
So like that's you were.
Yeah, I told you this in the
Oh.
Discord, and you're just like, yeah, I think you're right, actually.
I thought I saw it on Twitter. You know what?
No, you saw it on Discord
days
from
blended
Thatch.
really good.
You saw it from me.
There-
That's a Thatch original
well, there
thought,
you go.
okay?
What's the difference?
I mean, it is. I'm just Twitter. No, I think that. I mean, that's the only weird one. I assume that'll be fixed. Probably. I would bet dollars over donuts that Alolan Rattata will somehow be available in Gen 10. Just because it's been so long.
Which
Same with
means
Spearow.
Rattata will have to be in a national deck or
Please,
a regional deck.
it's been so long. It's been so long. Give me Rattata. I don't care. Like Rattata's cool. It's fine.
Raticate's great. Got the fantastic ability for it. It's like somewhat viable.
Well, we get a lot of the other regional rodents to just show up randomly. Like Sentret shows up. Rattata show up. Like that's fine. I don't know. I'd like let it show up. And then you have the DLC, just kind of like in the Blueberry Academy, and you have a Alolan Rattata, like in the DLC for some reason. It's fine. I don't know. It's fine. Too many thoughts. But with that, I think I'm done. I think the intro should be done.
It probably should be like.
It should be done. We're done. Rattata.
yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But we do have some news to talk about, so let's go ahead and kick it on over to that news. Welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things to talk about. Actually, this is like one of the longest news segments we've had in a while. Looking at it. First and foremost, the most important thing, you've all worried about it. There's a Pikachu plush that's in black and white, that's pixelated, that everybody wants for some reason. And it's coming to Pokemon Center internationally. So there you go, everybody. You can all have it. Wild. But yeah.
It is the old GBA sprite. It is really cool.
It is cool. I just don't know. It depends on the price point. I don't know what the price point is. I don't know if I need it or want it. I'm sure it will be mass produced. And you will probably be able to get it. I imagine it will run out in the initial stock, but there will be a restock. I guarantee it. This is just something that seems to happen with Pokemon stuff like this. I'm going to keep going. If you have my Nintendo points, you could redeem them for some Pokopia. Some Pokopia icons for your Nintendo profile. So yeah, you could be like a Ditto or a Pikachu or Professor Tangrowth or Moslax. There you go.
Mhm.
Wow. Wild. You can also celebrate the launch of Pokopia by streaming and watching the game on Twitch. This is very weird that they are supporting this. From March 5th to March 19th, subscribe or gift a sub to your favorite streamer while they stream Pokopia to earn a Ditto chat badge on Twitch. This is so weird to me.
They did it. They did it earlier this month for Pokemon Day, so that's why it's like it's not too different than what they did earlier. But
well, they've always done the same thing for Pokemon Day, where they allow co-streaming. But Nintendo's always been like really dodgy about like streaming their games, if that makes sense. I don't know.
It's usually like if they do it or if someone's co-streaming it to something, some sort of reward, not like. Yeah. Oh, here, just play this game and you.
Yeah, just play the game.
Watch
watch somebody play this game.
I think they have to like subscribe or something. There's an
you have to pay a subscription, not a Twitch Prime, like, sadly.
Yeah.
I looked and tried. I was like, I can't use my Prime.
It's interesting. Yeah. I don't know. It's very interesting. And then my final piece of news is something that I didn't read beforehand, and I need to read the notes for because it's all in Japanese. Yes, the main theme for Pokemon Winds and Waves. I really hate that we as a community, by the way, have gone ahead and named this Weewa. Yeah, I'm not happy about. I'm not happy about calling this Pokemon Weewa. Just throwing that out there, guys.
Weewa.
I will say it's better. I will say we've done good when we called it Pokemon Sumo instead of Pokemon S&M. We did great there, guys. We did great. But Pokemon Weewa, I think we missed the mark. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we missed the mark there.
But what else? You either call it Weewa or you get the woo.
Yeah, but
WW is like
SmackDown.
Weewa just smooth is easier on the mouth. I don't know.
Yeah, I will. But what I'm supposed to say is apparently the NHK Symphony Orchestra is doing the theme for Pokemon Winds and Waves. So that's really cool. And it looks like it's going to be a very similar idea to like the Pokemon concerts that happened during the Pokemon 20 celebration almost. And they're touring Japan, not in the US or North America, at least as right now. But it's very interesting. Very cool stuff. But yeah. All right, I'm done. I said my piece. Shamu, you get to talk now.
Yay! And on to the video game news. So starting March 10th through the 25th, there will be a event for Pokemon Pokopia already. It'll be they'll bring Hoppip, Skiploom, and Jump Bluff into the game, and I believe there's some sort of like things you can get that you can cash in for items as well during the event.
There's like certain like Hoppip, Skiploom, Jump Bluff items, which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember what they were called.
Cotton
but it was
is
like
the special item they give.
Yeah.
So it's like, it makes sense. They can.
I find this very interesting on a number of fronts, but I think I might save it for the topic.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's thoughts that are topic related for sure.
It's not the topic, yeah. But then we also have the next VA format being released. It will allow you to. Let me just read.
You're right.
It only allows Pokemon with Megas introduced in VA holding the Mega Stones.
Oh, that's cute. I'm for that. That's a cute meta.
So every team has to have essentially like whatever 3 out of the 28, 30 Mons, whatever it is that are introduced in VA. But it's a cute thing. I didn't really see what it was until reading it. I'm like, that's actually a cute way to do it. And
I'm okay with it. I genuinely miss games like the types of tournaments where they would hold them and it'd be like, you can only use Pokemon that know the move Snatch. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? That's fun.
Yeah, those are fun ones. Like just a little the concept of what they're doing. I'm like, that's cute. I might not play in it, but I'm glad they're doing something fun.
I'm glad that exists.
Yeah. And this starts March 12th, and then it'll go to April 2nd. And then we've also got Moltres joining Unite on March 13th. Hooray.
That's great. Yay.
And then the Japanese championships have finally been announced, and so has the first global challenge. Registration will open on April 23rd, and battles will take place May 1st.
Oh, no.
And participants will get a Venusaur, and it'll be played in Champions.
It's supposed to be played in Champions, which is why it's delayed, because it's usually earlier. And I was saying, oh no, but that's because they say registration opens on April 23rd, which tells me that I don't think we'll see champions until like later in the month, personally.
I kind of expect it to be like within the first week, because that gives 2 weeks to bug fix and or people to get an actual team on there if need be.
I don't trust them. I don't trust them
I don't
at all.
either, but the logic in my brain is telling me they'll give it a few weeks.
My question about champions, and maybe this is answered and I have just missed it, is if I EV train a Pokemon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I link it to Pokemon champions through Pokemon Home, does that Pokemon maintain its EVs? Or do I have to retrain it?
No, it should. It should.
Nope. I saw something that I believe some information came out that supports the other way.
Oh, so then Champions is wiping it.
So Champions wipes the stats.
And which, if you think about it, it's consistent with how they've done things, at least, you know, between BDSP, Swish, and
they don't erase the EVs if you do that. They don't erase the EVs.
Don't. Yeah, you can transfer something from Sword and Shield to Scarlet and Violet, and it'll hold the EV still. I have seen, and maybe this is what you're referencing, Shark. Maybe this is what you're referencing. I have seen that they will do like the move reset, right? I don't know if they will.
Maybe I was thinking the move reset, but
yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
The system that is being employed with champions, that whole like slider system, I think is different, and therefore
you think it's different. I thought it was very 1-to-1-ish, because champions is,
I think it feels like it, but apparently it might not actually be so. And it's because based on the information I was seeing, that it's not going to be able to directly do.
I remember doing this, but it was months ago. I was looking at this because I wanted to know how 1-to-1 the slider bars were with EVs, right? And I remember, I thought I did the calculations, and I could be wrong, but I did the calculations, and I believe that the slider bars, because the slider bars don't do EVs, obviously, they do stat points that you slide around. But my recollection when I did the calculation was it worked out to be the correct number of EVs for each slider bar increment, as if it were a Pokemon at level 50. Because at that level, instead of, every 4 EVs being a stat point, every 8 EVs is a stat point, essentially. I believe it worked out very roughly correctly, if I remember. But I could be misremembering.
But yeah, like as far as I know, I don't know if they said yay or nay on that, but my gut instinct with how it works from like transferring it would hold them, I would think.
Yeah. The only reason
they could wipe it. I just, my
only
thought
reason
is that they wouldn't.
The only reason I bring this up is because if you were to sign up for that tournament, and to your point, Shamu, giving people time to be able to build teams effectively for that, is that you have to build up the in-game currency, which you cannot buy the in-game currency directly to enhance Pokemon stats. You would need to play the game, have some time to play the game, so you could gather that resource that you could buy the buy the points. To do that. But I was wondering, because I know you can skip around like the in-game like Pokemon recruitment mechanic by just transferring in your Pokemon from Pokemon Home. I was wondering if you would be, because I honestly believe that Pokemon recruitment mechanic exists solely for people who only want to live on Pokemon champions. Which there is a contingent of people who will only live on Pokemon champions, by the way. And
100%, especially when it goes to mobile.
And I believe that I was wondering if there's also, if not only are we skipping over the Pokemon recruitment step, but also skipping over the training step by training in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, or Pokemon Sun and Moon, or Pokemon Sword and Shield, whatever it is, with EVs, because those stat things all obviously exist in those games. But open question. I won't worry. I won't harp on it too much more until Pokemon Champions comes out next month, which is a whole other episode unto itself.
When we finally get a break from Pokopia.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe.
It's going to be, dude, this is like a packed, this is going to be a packed first half of the year, honestly. I'm not going to lie. We have Pokopia Champions. We have Fire Red Leaf Green. There's just so many things.
The fact is that they could sustainably keep. And don't forget that XD comes out like next week.
Yeah, it comes out next week or something.
Or the week
yeah.
after.
Okay, to be fair,
Like
for the
that's
record,
coming too. Like
for the record, Thatch is not impressed or cares. But I think that XD loses a lot of steam for me personally without the ability to move those Pokemon off of that save file. I just don't think it's as exciting without being able to connect to Pokemon Home. I think the value in retro Pokemon games coming to Switch at this value point for Thatch, and I know for a good amount of the community, is like Pokemon Home connectivity.
Oh, does Gale of Darkness just not have home compatibility? Have they
No,
like?
it's because they didn't say it does, and they didn't like when they pointed out that Fire Red Leaf Green have it. They did not point out XD Gale of Darkness has it. And I think it's almost, it might be explicitly stated somewhere. But my assumption is at this point, because if you're on NSO, you have the rewind capability. They don't want you manipulating save states like that with the rewind capability.
Oh, for a Pokemon game, yeah, that'd be rough.
Yeah, and doing like suspend states and everything. So I don't expect that they will have connectivity. Though in a perfect world, they would allow connectivity with like the Fire Red Leaf Green, Ruby Sapphire, Emerald if they exist games with those. But I don't think it will happen at this point.
Yeah, because that's like one of the games that does help you do with the dex completion of those games.
Yeah, so unfortunately we got to play through Fire Red Leaf Green 3 times or something now, so it's fine.
Oh, that's all the news I had.
yeah. Shark, on to you, buddy.
All right. So Pokemon Go, they've done a new special research to give you Volcanion. Previously, it was part of the Pokemon Go Fest last year. So now, if you didn't pay for that special ticket, and you get it now for free. If you already have it, you get a bunch of candy. It's nice, easy research. You can get it done. I almost actually have it done. So
cool. I need to open it up.
I
haven't played in a while, and my friends in real life have asked me to join their little touring party group, and I should do it.
Well, tomorrow, real life time recording tomorrow, you should, just because they're literally dropping every Pokemon that ever existed.
Oh,
except tiny exceptions are just available out in the wild, including legendaries.
I don't know if I don't know if I have
wild.
the time for that. I've got to prep a D&D session tomorrow.
Well, even if just open it around and see what actually would spawn in your house,
You know what? Maybe.
I might just open up just to see what happens. Out of curiosity, if it's
because it's all supposedly
spawn,
like biome based, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if nothing else, just to see what does, and it's today and tomorrow, or Saturday, Sunday. So
Shark, you've convinced me. You've convinced me, Shark.
Yeah. Just because, hey, you never know. Like it could be something.
Yeah. You've convinced me.
Yep. Yeah. But this season as well allows evolutions in the wild to be shiny. Originally, it was just like only a few like that are like ones with megas could be.
Yes,
but now it's basically. I think they've just I think they've opened the door a little bit by just letting more evolutions out in the wild. I've noticed that this season there's just been,
I'm okay with that.
A wild Ninetales and this and that and the other, like just more evolutions out in the wild, which is cool. That's what I enjoy seeing. Like.
Yeah, that's like
the random.
I remember this, like back in the day, like being able to see these like evolved Pokemon. And it's like, oh, it's a good Pokemon, when Go is just out. And nowadays it's just like, all right, if you log in for a minute and you just don't see anything, it's just like a bunch of
it's all
basics.
Yeah, it's always the basic, but now it's like it's starting to get more evolutions out there because I think there's just that saturation in the decks now.
Yeah,
you've got gens 1 through 6 are basically done. The only thing that's missing out of that first 6 is Arceus and Manaphy and Fion. But then Gen 7's almost done. Gen 8 has a huge chunk. Gen 9's almost halfway. They're getting almost there. So that's why they can do something like this where basically everything is out there.
Yeah.
Just for fun for the 30th. So
cool. What else we got, Shark?
The one downside to this whole thing is that I think like in the game there's like raid boosted shinies that like are in the wild or like special research keep those like really high odds. Those might actually be gone. It's still kind of testing to see, but it may just be all like the shinies just might be rarer now. Because like before you could, if you found like a shiny Absol like or an Absol in the wild, you have a better chance of it being shiny or Hone Edge and stuff. But we'll see how that goes. But
well, let me know what else we got.
Fest.
Yeah, Go Fest.
Go Fest has been more announced now. US is happening June 6th and 7th in Chicago. Globally, it's happening July 11th through 12th. Zeraora is the featured mythical, and Mewtwo seems to be the focused raid Pokemon.
It's gonna be Mega Mewtwo.
We're all thinking
it's Mega Mewtwo.
Yep. We're all thinking it. They're finally giving us Mega.
Mega Mewtwo's coming.
Yep. And then this Saturday it will be Score Bunny Community Day.
Yay!
And then, as well, there's gonna be a Pokopia event this week with Ditto wearing hats from the game.
Wow!
It'll be cute and fun. I love
Pokopia. Actually, Ditto's a good one because Ditto's kind of hard to find anyway.
Exactly, and they're decently at this moment just because it's all Kanto event at the moment. But now you get some fun ones.
You know, when Pokemon Go first came out, I was thinking about this, and it was the original 151 back in 2016, which is terrifying to me that it was back in 2016 when this happened. But I remember when it was the original 151, and I caught everything except for like one evolution line, and I remember being so upset because the one evolution line I was missing was Grimer, and I could not find it anywhere. It was the most frustrating thing in the entire world. I remember I was in grad school and I got a Grimer on the radar in my office one day, and I ran out and I found it. Like I ran out of my office. I'm like, I'm catching this Gengar.
When you could actually use the radar. Oh man.
That
was a time.
It took me months to find a Grimer. It was so frustrating. Oh yeah. Okay. Tell me about TCG, Shark.
All right. In the TCG news, the next league battle deck is Mega Lucario coming out in May.
Pretty good.
It looks like it's going to be a strong post-rotation one for Japan. And it also includes a secret box reprint.
Good.
It
that
pretty
needs
much
to happen.
has what you need for that deck.
Yeah, it
minus
does.
like a few things that you cut, but add other stuff. But it's pretty much it's a pretty solid list.
These league battle decks have been really solid for like the past 3 years. Like they've been just really good.
There's like, I think it has like 5 cards. You maybe cut maybe 10 if you really want to, because it has like Surfer in there. You don't play
like
Surfer.
They must actually be trying to enhance the competitive game, which is why it's growing. Granted, but they are doing a really good job with these league battle decks and getting them super close to like an actual tuned deck.
I think the only thing it's really missing is Pokepad, which Shark, if you want to continue.
Yeah,
Pokepad is in the pre-release packs and the perfect order set.
Do we know that latter part because they hid the code? They hid the set code on the card.
Is it in the set? I don't know if it's in the set.
It's in the my biggest thing is it's in the Japan set, so I assume we are. But there's that chance that Pokemon just fumbled it because we already got it in Ascended Heroes.
No, so they've been really good about this, actually. I've noticed this. In the black and white set, they had a lot of new trainers come out, and then they all came out in the next couple sets after that.
But they're in the like pre-release kits, not in the actual set.
That is true. I'm just wondering if they're saying they're in the pre-release kits because then it's a higher quantity of them in the wild, but I don't know.
That's the thing, because like, if it is not in the actual main set of Perfect Order, I don't think this will get them into more hands of people, but this isn't going to help the price of this $10 common go down.
I know.
It's not like 7, I think, but it's effectively like once it gets to a heyday again, it'll go right back.
It's gonna be bad.
And it's a card you need 4 of, and they printed it as a common in a 200 card set. I am like, oh.
It's also like not a regular set, which upsets me about it. In all honesty,
cards. Yeah, like
it's an off-cycle set. For the uninitiated in the TCG, I know I've had this spiel before, but There are the way that the Pokemon TCG works is there's typically 6 sets a year, and 4 of them are like your standard sets that come out every year, and those will have a pre-release. If they don't have a pre-release, they're not a normal set. And they have a pre-release, they have new cards, a bunch of other stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then you typically have a set that comes out in the summer that is a special set. 151 was one of those sets. Black and Bolt and White Flare were another one of those sets. The Pokemon Go set a few years ago was one of those sets. And then in the winter, you typically have a quote-unquote reprint set where you get a lot of the bangers, and then occasionally they add like 1 or 2 new cards with like Budu or the Pokepad, and it's just annoying.
Yeah.
So hopefully they fix that.
But yeah, man. Oh.
Yeah. Yep. But that is our news today. I do have to do like the typical Puckle stuff. The badge bonanza this month is Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Come and play it with us. Have fun. I don't care how you play it. Don't tell me how you played it. Just show me some screenshots. And additionally, if you would like, in Wo-Chien's News Corner, news brought to you at a snail's pace. 10 years ago this week, the Hidden Ability Reggies were released for having a bank subscription because Pokemon Bank existed. And the first test for Pokemon Go started to be announced. I also remember that. Basket actually got in. Puckle's Basket got involved in that. And the prizing for a very successful Pokemon Tournament series were announced. Yep, I remember
when
Pokken.
that used to be a thing too.
My core memory about the Pokken Tournament thing, and I've told this story several times, is I remember they were begging people at NAIC to come and join the Pokken Tournament because I didn't have a 64-man roster to play at the national level. So yeah, nobody played Pokken. Nobody played it.
Yep.
But that is it
for Puckle news.
Fun casual game.
Wait.
But yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Puckle news. Shamu, go for it.
Yep. So after the Pokemon Day, and we did our little Swiss tournament things, we're gonna do those on a weekly basis now.
Yes.
Assuming nothing goes wrong. And the first one will be this coming Friday coming Saturday at 6 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. Eastern time.
That is March 14th. Right? March 14th. This Saturday,
yes,
right? March 14th.
Yep.
March 14th, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. I will also say, and this isn't like a huge prize, but this is going to be weekly, and every week the winner of that tournament will also get a $5 Nintendo eShop gift card. So if you would like to sign up, have a chance to win a little bit of eShop cash, and because it's weekly, and if you're really good, I guess you can like compound it. At the budget of Puckle, you can come and join. I know it's not as wild as getting a copy of Fire Red or Leaf Green, but I think doing it on a weekly basis, $5 a week for right now is like a good place to be, especially if we want to do like more of this outside of even just VGC. But I think VGC is a good place to start.
Yeah, to clarify, it is VGC. I don't know if we said it, but it is going to just be current regulation VGC, and it may change in the future, or it may do more or less depending on turnout and what happens and the such. But if as of right now, it'll be weekly 6:30 at Saturday 6:30 p.m.
Yep. And if you want this to happen, for all of you at home, please show up. pucklediscord.com is the place to go. All the details will be there in like our Puckle League chat. That's there. We're gonna call this the Puckle League, and we're gonna go with that. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll make some like more adjustments to if we make it a weekly series where if you join it, you can and you do really well over the series. Maybe there's like a tournament or a larger prize you can earn. We haven't decided that yet, but right now, if you go play, you can win $5. Like that's $5 you didn't have before just for hanging out.
Exactly.
All right. Well, with that, guys, that's been our news. This has been a longer news segment. We're going to go ahead and kick it on over to our topic. Welcome to our topic. Our topic this week is Pokopia. First impressions. I don't know if we're going to do another episode next week, honestly, but I really wanted just to talk about it because it's taking the Pokemon world a little by surprise with how well it's been received. Like IGN and a bunch of other rating companies like have rated this almost higher than most Pokemon games.
It's
It is the highest rated Pokemon game period of all time by Metacritic.
And at time of recording, I think it's technically been out in North America for like 2 days. And I've played a bit. Shark has played a bit. Shamu has played a lot of bit.
Yes.
And
I didn't expect to.
Yeah, I will say I don't.
You were kind of not really suckered in. You were like, I get you. Like, we all kept typing, and it's like, I guess I'll try it, and then you beat
my
it.
thought process was, I did not want to pay $70 for it. I was very skeptical from the start, and I did the Japanese thing, so I got us through the Japanese eShop, got it a bit early, but I also paid $60 for it, which was like, if I'm gonna, and I'm probably like, my thought too was, I'm probably gonna get this anyways someday or another, and it'll probably happen. So I may as well just, if I'm gonna get it, I'll get it for the cheapest I can, and just get it and play it and do it. You know.
I think.
And
go ahead.
I am actually, I think this game is quite solid for what it is. Like, I was kind of shocked.
I am very happy with the gameplay that I've experienced so far. For those of you at home, we're going to try to keep everything spoilerish to the first area. There are multiple areas in this game, for those of you who haven't played, that you can go around, get Pokemon to move in, build their habitats, all this other fun stuff. I am thoroughly enjoying it because, just a little bit background for my perspective. I used to be a really big fan of Animal Crossing, and I don't mind Animal Crossing still. I think my biggest gripe with Animal Crossing, modern Animal Crossing, that is, like, I like New Horizons well enough, but I'm not a big fan of like the you can build your island and customize it. I know a lot of people are into that, and that's not their fault. That is a Thatch preference, not a them preference.
Yeah, I'll give the opposite perspective, because I will say let me go pull it up real quick just so I can be specific here. I think I've played 715 hours of Animal Crossing. And
that's a lot. That's a lot of hours of Animal Crossing.
My family, my mother, who was a late adopter to Animal Crossing, has more hours than I do.
I would probably
she
play
has
more.
I think almost 1,000, if not more.
I would probably play.
Legitimately bought a second Switch with, like, her and my dad will like play.
Yeah.
And so basically now they have 2 islands and basically are building off of that. So
I would probably play more if my mother played more. She and I used to play Animal Crossing when I was younger. She got really sucked into Animal Crossing, the original one, when it came out on GameCube, and we'd probably play more. But I don't want this to be an Animal Crossing podcast.
But at least it kind of sets you the tone of like, I do enjoy the kind of a little bit more, at least I know of people who, or at least family members who do enjoy that aspect of decorating and such. So
I think Animal Crossing is a good thing to bring up for this game.
I think Animal Crossing is not entirely the correct answer for what this game is. It's close-ish, but not exactly.
It isn't, but there's a lot of like, there are a lot of similarities, but
sure.
Also very good differences.
I really appreciate.
It legitimately, to me, is the best things out of every kind of thing in this genre. When you talk about like Animal Crossing, Minecraft, I think people played like Palia. We've talked about Viva Pinata. We've Dragon Builders. Like, it's got a lot of the best things about a lot of those games in it. Like, it kind of actually really works with this Pokemon Code of Paint. So
I will say
crazy
about the Pokemon Code of Paint, by the way. I think the Pokemon Code of Paint doesn't feel like a coat of paint, which some spin-offs do. It's very clear that they had a different game and they just decided to slap Pokemon on it. Which if you actually play the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, that's kind of what that is, honestly. Mystery Dungeon was a series that existed before Pokemon. And it is just Mystery Dungeon with a Pokemon Code of Paint on it. This definitely feels very well integrated. I will also say, I'm a big fan of the building mechanics, which are very Minecraft-esque. It's very fun. I really enjoy the way that you can craft the world. it and this is Thatch, because I don't like sitting around and decorating and making things look like a certain way, like in my mind, because this is just Pokemon. I want to play in Pokemon, and what I've really enjoyed, and this, I don't think this is a very big spoiler because you'll find this in the first area. But what I've really enjoyed is all of this takes place in Kanto, in like a futuristic Kanto, where the humans are gone and you got to figure out why. Well, you don't have to figure out why, but you probably will if you play the game. And what I think is really fun about it is that it's Kanto. It looks like certain routes that you might have seen, or certain scenarios where it just looks very, very similar to the Kanto that you've known. And and it's that the world is decaying, and then I can just fix it and make it look pretty, right? And I don't have to put much thought into where am I putting this decoration or where I'm putting that decoration. I can just go ahead and fix what is broken. And I've really enjoyed that, as somebody who's not really big into like the full on, let me make my Animal Crossing island the way I want to make my Animal Crossing island.
Yeah, that's been nice too. Cause like I've been just kind of like, oh, what did they use here? I use the same type of material. And like, and sometimes I change it up, of course, but it's just kind of like, oh, I don't have, you gave me the template of what was here. I can follow that
exactly.
template.
And maybe I go off a little off script, but it's not like crazy. I like that a lot. I really also enjoy, in terms of decoration as well, you have to make habitats for each of these Pokemon to potentially show up and hang out in your Pokopia land or whatever. I don't know what to call it.
The pinata part of the game.
Yeah, you have to make these little you have to make these little habitats, but the habitats are more than just like, hey, grow some grass here, and then an Oddish will show up. It is, hey, you might need to set up a table and a chair and a plate with some fruit on it, so maybe a Gulpin shows up. And
there's this gravestone on the top of the hill, and you can either add flowers to it to make one habitat, or you can, there's already one candle there. Go ahead and put a second candle beside it, get Charmander to light it up. Yeah. And then you get a different habitat with a very similar thing, base set. So I think it's give unique Pokemon.
Well, the reason I like it as well is because it includes decoration items in those habitats. So it's kind of, again, a structure for me to like, in like a microcosm to like build the little decorations.
Well, because one thing they've, at least in the first area a lot, which I love, they have a lot of little things that you go, I'm curious about that. Like, there's blocks with water leaking out. You punch it and you make the water flow, and it makes the grass green and stuff. I'm like, that's really cool. And then like there's a lot of things like the tombstone. You go, oh, this is weird. It's got like half done. What if I mirror it and finish it? And then you get a habitat. And they have a lot of things, at least in the first area, and some of them they go like, here's half of this habitat. Figure out the other half. Or you'll see like a patch of like 3 of the same things, and you go, what if I make that 4? And it's just, that's so cool to me. And that was such it's a cool feeling to go and discover all of those.
Yes.
That's like, I think is great game design, where it gives
it's great.
It makes you want to explore, and it makes you like, oh, figure this out. These, like, they set it up so that it's fairly easy. And most of this area is fairly easy to like set up, all this stuff. And you just feel rewarded for all this stuff.
Yeah, or they'll show you, hey, you need this and this, and they're like 3 things.
Yeah.
And you look around and you see it with 2 of them right there, and you go, got it. The other one must be nearby, especially if it's like weird items. Like there's like a furnace and an iron thing, and he goes, you need one more thing. It's like, oh, where are those? There's gotta be here somewhere, especially if you don't know how to make them. And then you go run around, find them, and go, cool. And it just feels so satisfying to like finish that little puzzle.
The game itself is done very well. I will also say it has one of the best starts to a Pokemon game that I've experienced in a while, spin-off or not, where it doesn't hold your hand for very long. And it just lets you go very quickly, which I think is something that's been missing from Pokemon games in general. Granted, I wouldn't say this is like a mainline Pokemon game or something.
No.
I have, this is probably for later in the topic, but I do have like some speculation as to like where the game can go and some ideas behind that. But I really, really enjoy just being able to go and play the game. And the game is very good about that. It paces you very well with new abilities. You get them very quickly at your own pace, and you can start playing with them, and the game doesn't stop you when you get those new abilities. It's very satisfying in that sense. So I mean, bravo to Pokemon. I mean, granted, they did a very good job also kind of grabbing the already existing Dragon Quest Builders team and just going, hey, remember how you made that game? Could you make it again, but fix all the things you didn't like and then also make it Pokemon? And then they did.
Yeah.
So
I will say some of the things with the ability, they're just like, some of them are like hidden behind like a random Pokemon you may or may not get. Not that it's like random Pokemon, but it's like, oh, you didn't notice this thing, and it feels bad to not get that ability. Because like I found one of them by seeing someone else do it, and I was like, oh, that's a core mechanic to do stuff. I'm shocked I didn't get
that makes sense.
into that sooner.
Yeah,
but
it's really funny. Like
a lot of them are like a mission chain, but if you just miss that mission because that'll pop up sometimes after you're done in that area.
Yeah.
Because you do the stuff and you go, oh, I'm done here, and not see that someone has a random thing for you to do that gets you a new ability and you have no idea. I wish that was a little less like that, but I can't be too upset because they do kind of tell you. It's just, you might miss it.
Yeah.
I think I haven't like, I'll just say like, in the first area, the mechanic for search with the dowsing machine.
I haven't even tried that yet. I haven't tried it.
It's tied to Pidgey, I believe, was like the one that might introduce you to that a little bit more after Hitmonchan kind of gives you that.
Yeah.
But I have yet to actually ever encounter Pidgey. For just whatever reason, I just it never spawned, and I'm having issues spawning it, which is really funny. I got Hoot in the spot that I got Pidgey, and it might just been that I was playing at night.
Same with me
when the game launched, and so I just haven't gotten a Pidgey yet, which is just funny.
Yeah,
and it's like it's okay. I'm still.
Yeah, the one thing like I was talking about with the request is more or less Ditto abilities specifically. They are like search is like it is a thing too, but it's not like that's inherent to the Pokemon, not to the player. The things that I wouldn't have seen are things that your player, kind of need to do building things. Like picking up water is a ability that you have to get.
Interesting.
Oh snap! Thank you for letting me know. I so wondered that because
that's something
I low-key really want to make ponds. I really want to make ponds, and I'm like,
if anyone else is having that problem, I will tell you it's in the beach area. That's the most I'll say.
But I think I don't know. Yeah. I've really enjoyed it though. I will. This is kind of an aside, but the release of Fire Red Leaf Green, like right next to this, by the way, and playing it. It feels very much. I have very similar opinions to back when Pokemon Legends Arceus came out and BDSP came out right before that, where you're like pseudo familiar with the region, and then you go back to the region in a new game. It feels very similar in vibes to that, because we went to Kanto and then you're going back to Kanto in like the future, and you can check out different things. It's so interesting. I'm very happy that they found a creative way to go back to Kanto as well.
Yeah, because if this was just some Fire Red Leaf Green game again, or Let's Go game, I'd be livid.
If they came out with another Gen 1 remake, I would be so upset. That needs to not happen. Like I think before that, and this is a complete aside, they really just need to go back and maybe just make some BDSP style games for us, please. Like I think that was the one announcement that I'm kind of bummed we didn't get on Pokemon Day last week, was that they didn't give us hey, here's Pokemon White for Pokemon White and Black, or Black and White for the Nintendo Switch in a remade version by Ilka. It's going to be, a little clumsy, but this is a faithful remake of Pokemon Black and White. And I'm very upset that we didn't get something like that, especially with Winded Waves being so far out in 2027. But
I think, though, I'll be honest, this game might hold people for a while, and then same thing with Champions, Like, I think that's kind of their game plan. It's like those two games will hold people out.
I think that, and then probably I can see a world where maybe the Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, or probably Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and then Emerald at a later date are released. Though
Next Pokemon Day.
That is probably, you're probably exactly right, actually, though. In my mind, there's a chance that we just get Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire on Pokemon Day next year. And that's when we get those. I wouldn't be surprised. And another strategy they should take, in Thatch's opinion, is every Pokemon Day, if they're going to do this, they should just release an old Pokemon game on the Switch with home compatibility.
That would be nice, I'll be honest. Yeah, if
that's what they should do.
That's a good day to do it. And it gets people playing Pokemon on Pokemon Day.
And celebrating the franchise. Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. But yeah, Pokopia. I think it's I don't know. I don't have too much to say outside of those things. And I mean, I know you guys have played way more, and I want to hear your thoughts. And I asked a question for you guys as well, but you go first.
Yeah, quick question. Have you guys noticed any performance dips?
Not really.
I have not, and that is one of the things I'm honestly surprised at.
I have a little bit.
Okay.
Most of it was on a Dream Island.
Okay, so I haven't done a Dream Island yet, and that's my question. I'm going to talk to you guys about that because I don't quite understand them because I haven't done them.
And I had like one or two in the main, like just playing the game. I've noticed it kind of like the frames drop for a second. I don't know if that's just where my Switch is and stuff. It might just be getting overheated or something a bit. But like I've noticed, it's more the side of like when you notice it hard. But it's also it just might be how I am playing to a degree. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else has either. I haven't heard anything about it. But there is some movement options you get later on in the game that at least on the Dream Island I was using, and it makes you move faster, which was what I was doing. But
I see.
I don't know if that really correlates, because the Dream Island, to answer your question too on what that is yes, you will talk to the plush once you have Drifloon or Drifblim.
Yeah, so I do this.
Take you to this instanced island that's like whatever material. Like it'll say like 3 things it has, and the island will definitely have those things as well as some like pre-built structures that you can also get some stuff from. And there's also a lot of the like, not a lot of it, but a number of lore and customization options and recipes are found on those islands.
Interesting. Okay, follow-up question. About Dream Islands.
Yeah, I'll say the short version of it is if you go into Nook Mile.
That's my follow-up question.
Okay.
Are the plushes consumable? That's all I want to know. Let me do that, and then you can talk more about Dream Islands.
No, they are not consumable.
Okay, thank you. Done. Now go Shark. Sorry.
Yeah, but they're basically, if you've played from Animal Crossing New Horizons, they're just Nook Mile islands. That's literally what they are. They're just once a day, you go to that island and you can strip it of all the goodies and resources it has. That is, again, one of the pluses I say of this game.
Yeah,
is that you have unlimited resources.
Yeah, the difference is though that Nook Miles, you use it once and you're done. This one, it's set for the day and you can keep going back and forth. So if you fill up your inventory, you can come back, empty, go back, grab more, wash, rinse, repeat until you strip the island down if you want.
Okay.
But it's locked for the day. So you can't do one, I'm done with this island, I want to go to another one. You have to wait a day.
I will say, by the way, as well, with a lot of these time-based games, I think of Animal Crossing specifically again. Yes. I draw the comparison a lot. But with Animal Crossing, especially very early on when you play Animal Crossing, you get stuck at a point where you can't really do much anymore for that day. And you're stuck until waiting for the next day. And I found that this game does so much to let you keep playing for as long as you want, doing things.
I think you can actually probably beat the game without a single day-long time gate. I think.
Yes.
I think I time skipped once early on for the Pokemon Center. I didn't know.
Yeah, but, it is very interesting to me that this game is designed in such a way that just lets you go. I will also say, compared to something like an Animal Crossing, I hate to keep making that comparison because I think this game is not just an Animal Crossing clone.
It's the one that most people can associate with, and that's
and it's very similar, but different, and that's the thing.
Yes.
Like it does feel like an Animal Crossing game and Minecraft like mashed together because of the time gates and stuff, but it is like it's not Animal Crossing in a way. It's just very
Mm-mm.
a lot of the mechanics that you would expect from Animal Crossing are kind of in here in the same way. Like
Yeah.
with all the daily stuff, time gates and all that, and like you have Pokemon that are like your villagers and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, I think this has been.
You have more quests and more
Yes.
requests
Yes.
than you would in Animal Crossing. That keeps you going and able to like concurrently while you're waiting, like because one of the big goals is get the Pokemon Center built, or like you want to get these like really big prefab houses that take, you know, it might actually take an hour or like a couple hours to do, but you can just, you know, go somewhere like you can have your Pokemon build it and then just work in a different area. And I think,
and there is a fixed that day long timer. It's just not until like super late.
Yeah,
There is a way
still
to like have one of them reduced.
I do think this is very fun in that sense, though. It's been very fun to just have objectives, and those objectives are very. There's a good number of them that are all engaging their own way. I do think, as again another comparison to Animal Crossing, which I don't entirely like doing just because they're such different
it's not
games.
Animal Crossing, it's its own thing, but it's hard to not when that's kind of the bar we have, especially when like I never played Dragon Quest Builder, so I can't correlate to that, even though they made it.
I think that the requests that the Pokemon give you versus the villagers in Animal Crossing to do stuff with them are honestly much more fulfilling, just because they're so much more varied than Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is like, hey, go give me this fish. Oh, deliver this letter or whatever. And this one, I don't know. I feel like they want like specific items you can go craft very easily right away. I'm not stuck waiting for some like RNG for a particular drop or a particular fish or something. I can do something where I can kind of control the environment. I can control that quest. And I find that very fulfilling, at least at the early game, right? I haven't beaten the game or anything yet. But at least at the early point, that's kind of how I feel. And I think it's really cool. I also really appreciate a lot of the Pokemon lore drops. Like the gym badges from Kanto are in this. And
cool.
Yeah, the lore is very cool.
So cool.
Oh yeah, the lore is outstanding, and even as just if you are just a cozy gamer, if that's kind of the things you play, there's enough stuff here that you like. They give you access to Pallet Town through one of the little areas in that first area, where it's just literally a total sandbox, unrelated to the entire story of the game, where you can just go and decorate, which I think is huge, because basically then you have your own, like you can just kind of, you have the story of the game, and then you can also, like, you know, post game, make the dream island of what you want. Do you want all the Eevees in your island? Go for it. You want all the starters or like all water stuff, or, you know, you can make your own dream thing without disrupting or destroying the base storyline of in Kanto areas. So it's like, it's really nice.
And Peloton is like the multiplayer area. And I know there's ways they can come into your main place. I still don't know. There's a spectator mode you can turn on and off. From what I was seeing, you can't turn it off right away. I don't know if it's a story progression thing. I don't know at this point. But like Pallet Town is what is kind of like the multiplayer island. And it actually has
and you also have a cloud-based one too that you can make. Where we might look and discuss if we want to do a Puckle one and just let people who want to make and create things do something in a fun cloud one. You know, that's something we'll have to, once we learn and explore more, we can kind of make some opinions there. But like the fact that we could just make it and forget it, you know, and because you don't have to be on the cloud one, you don't have to be on the island to do it. So, which is neat.
The last thing that I particularly wanted to talk about, and I know you guys might have more, but the one thing that I find is very, very cool and brings me a lot of hope for the longevity of this game is the recent Hop-Up event, right? Like or the soon to be Hop-Up event as of like the release of the show, because it hasn't come out yet.
The fact that we already have like new Pokemon support.
I find it very interesting. So the Pokedex number for Pokopia is 300, which is, by the way, much larger than I would have ever expected for a spin-off game of any sort. I'm very happy that they did that. My favorite part is that the Pokedex that they have is actually like the OG Pokedex style, by the way, in the game. And if when it does the Pokedex entries, when you catch a new Pokemon, if it is a Kanto Pokemon, it actually gives you the fire red, leaf green, or not, but the red and blue entries for those Pokemon, because it is that Pokedex. So I think that's very cute, and a really nice detail. But what I really, really, really like is that there is a hop-up event coming for Pokopia this upcoming week, where you can catch a hop-up, and they have a Pokedex number already like associated with them in Pokopia, it turns out. And the number is 300, which is a very intentional number. And the Pokemon Company makes intentional sized Pokedexes typically in their games. Maybe outside of the DLC. In the DLC, I think their Pokedexes, if you just count the Pokemon they add, are a little wonky. But even if you go to like Kitakami or the Blueberry Academy, those Pokedexes have a set number. It's typically around 200 Pokemon in those Pokedexes.
Mm-hmm.
And even if some are repeats. But in Pokopia, that means that Hoppip, Skiploom, and Jumpluff are numbers 301, 303, or 302, and 303. And that is insane to me because that means the Pokemon Company, who is allergic to ending Pokedexes on weird numbers, will more than likely give us more than just this, obviously. Like, there's so much more that can be done. And this isn't probably a spoiler, but based on the number of areas that exist in Pokopia and what those areas represent for the Kanto region, I think there's a very good chance that there's even more to come on that, whether through a free update or potential DLC. Like the game has a lot of potential for growth, which excites me. I really like playing it. It's just a feel-good, cozy game. This is better than Stardew, in my opinion, and better than Animal Crossing. And I really have enjoyed my time playing it thus far. And honestly, I can't wait for this podcast to be able to play it more. So I'm very, very happy with it.
I'm gonna say something that it sounds controversial, but I legitimately think it's true. This game feels like by the end of the year, it's still gonna be a Game of the Year contender. I don't think it'll win, but it's going to be in the conversation of basically, if you were to rank your top 10 games of the year across all genres, I think this game is in the top 10, borderline top 5.
I don't disagree.
I think as a cozy game, it has everything.
I think what's going to make or break that is how they support it. Are we just going to get a Skiploom event and that's it? Or are they going to give us like 2 events every month? And or are we going to get like, because the game does, I think the game has room for us to get more like areas to explore, because I think we get half the region. And that's a lot of room to work with.
I half disagree with you. I think it's more the multiplayer once people really start to get into that and get that, because that's honestly gonna as much as adding content keeps the game going. I think that conversely, having people wanting to play together and do things in Pokopia, such as in the trailers, hide and seek.
Like that
Bulbasaur can play jump rope with you, and you can play games like that, or just like building the creative Minecraft-esque stuff, doing those crazy builds. That's what's going to keep the game popular for a long time as well.
I think
at least
that's part of it. That's for like the multiplayer
zeitgeist.
Yeah, but that is part of it. But I do also think that like if you're not someone who's doing that and you're just playing for a Minecraft game essentially, or an Animal Crossing game, by giving incremental support and or just more like events over time and reasons to keep going back to the game. And imagine a whole new area gets added to this with like 50 new Pokemon. That's gonna get people coming back and going, let's do this, let's make our whole new biome. And boom, 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 boom. You get a wave of people, and Animal Crossing again when they did the Happy New Home DLC, whatever that came out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That got a huge surge of people coming in because they gave them a whole new island and a huge suite of stuff. So even if it is like
and more stuff
20,
to decorate,
30...
which was the big draw of that game. So
yeah,
no,
and that's the thing too. Like, this is a game where they can support this thing for years if done properly, and
I think
that's what's gonna come down to is what they do.
I'm a little hopeful they will. I think, and this is
I
more.
want them to, and I think it's a good game for them to do it. It's just, will Nintendo actually do it?
I think they might. So this is probably a larger strategy conversation, I think, for Pokemon, and this might be just like a larger episode topic for another day from Thatch.
Yeah.
But my short version is I believe the Pokemon Company has kind of shifted strategy in the past couple of years. I think it really came down to what was happening with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet at launch and that backlash. I think that really has changed course for the Pokemon Company. I think the delay for Wind and Waves is indicative of this, where they, I think, are trying to rebuild their reputation to some extent, right? I think the past, I'm going to honestly say maybe the past 13-ish years in Pokemon have been, how can we keep in the zeitgeist of and the minds of people all the time, right? Because you think of Final Fantasy games, you think of you think of a lot of other franchises. A lot of people, those games aren't coming out all the time, so it's not a chance for a kid to latch onto that like it used to be. And with Pokemon, they could. I think they did it at the expense of the quality of their games, and we're at a point, I think, in like video games where the ceiling on what you can do graphics wise, performance wise, is starting to, like, you can kind of hit it. Like, the performance of your PlayStation 4 versus your PlayStation 5 isn't that much different. Like, there's still people playing PlayStation 4s, right?
Yeah.
And I think the ceiling you hit on performance is there, which means there's probably not a lot of excuse anymore to not be able to perform at that level consistently in terms of performance for a game. And there's more eyeballs on the fact that if a game doesn't run well, it might be a bad game. And so in some sense, like I was saying earlier, Pokemon is probably trying to rebuild reputation. And as part of that, I think they might try to be supportive of Pokopia longer. And I think they've got a larger strategy, and especially in terms of how they've been pushing it near launch as well. I think they might have their eyes on that, and it has a lot of room to breathe, right? Winds and Waves isn't coming out anytime soon. It has a lot of room to breathe.
And we did get a lot of coverage on it, shockingly, like, for what it is. Like,
I was
Dev Island tour. That's kind of shocking that we got that for it. Usually we get maybe a treehouse, maybe.
Yeah. And this kind of ties into like a pipe dream I have. I don't think it'll happen, but if I found out this was happening, I would not be surprised. I would be like, that's the right move. I'm wondering if at some point there will be some I know initially Pokopia was announced, or not announced, but like conceptualized to have this was to be something with connected to Pokemon Home. But I wouldn't be surprised if like Pokemon Home somehow connected to Pokopia. I'm not sure that they will. They haven't announced that it's going to happen. But I wonder if they will at some point go, hey, by the way, like, you can bring your Pokemon to Pokemon from Pokemon Home to Pokemon Pokopia. Too many pokes. Cannot say that. I don't think it'll happen. Like, if I were to bet,
if they do that, it'll be the Pokopia 2 or whatever the next one is. If they do that.
I don't disagree with you. I wouldn't be surprised. The other thing I wouldn't be surprised about is if eventually all of the Pokemon made it, if the support is continued.
I could definitely see them supporting this until the full dex is in, and even past that. Maybe it comes down to what their business model for the game is, I guess. Because like if this is going to be a thing where they keep pushing support over years, then that makes sense. But if it's a thing where it's like, we're going to push support for 3 years and then we're going to look into hyping up the next one, then I don't know. But there is a world where we do just get support for this game for 10 years.
Yes.
Like, it's wild to say that, but I think that at least they could definitely do that for this game if they wanted.
Mm-hmm. I can absolutely see something like that happening. I think it also depends on like the player numbers and how it keeps going as well.
Yeah.
But I do think it's very interesting. I think it's a I don't know, like what's becoming like a Pokemon game nowadays, like a Pokemon game. I'm gonna just say that with that inflection. Nowadays, I think means something different. And this is like kind of going over even like Legends games versus mainline games. I think that they're being a bit more intentional with it, which is why we don't see things like a Pokemon Ranger game or a Pokemon Pinball or something that's kind of kiddie like that. They're kind of like grabbing the spin-offs on their own and kind of making it their thing. I think Pokemon's new Pokemon Snap is also kind of indicative of that as well. Which is I think the last spin-off we actually got. If I'm thinking correctly, I could be wrong.
Was it that or was it the Mystery DX technically or whatever that was?
I don't remember.
Was that a remake? I don't remember.
The Mystery DX was kind of a remake of DX or the original Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team. But now you've got me thinking what was the next. Detective Pikachu. Detective Pikachu. Never mind.
That's right. Detective Pikachu 2. I forgot. Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
They were not intentional with that one. I'll tell you that they were not intentional with that one.
Yeah, because before that was then the Rescue Team DX, and then it's like then it was Snap.
New
but
Snap.
If you're not. That's if you're like not including every single mobile game as like a.
I don't include that. I don't include the mobile games. I don't include the mobile games. But I don't
either. But yeah.
I would say that Pokemon's being way more intentional. I think this is a good sign. I think Pokopia is good. I think if you're into cozy games, you should buy Pokopia. But if you're into cozy games and Pokemon, I should say, you should buy Pokopia. That's my answer.
I think my one thing too is like if you've got a kid or you're playing with like younger cousins or something, like this is a fantastic game for like a younger audience too, for sure. Like if I had this when I was a kid, I would be ecstatic. I would dump so many hours into it. Like now older, I'm gonna dump hours into it, but I can just imagine the amount of time I would be playing this as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta think like Minecraft with a Pokemon skin.
Everything.
Like that's insane.
Absolutely.
Like
absolutely. I agree, but so I think I want to end here. We've already hyped it up enough.
Yeah,
and we're gonna send it out. And for the mailbag next week, have you played Pokopia? What do you think of it? You like it? Is it the cozy game of your dreams? Let me know. Let us know at puclpodcast@gmail.com. But with that, we're gonna shift gears just a little bit. And we're gonna go do our Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we're gonna quiz your co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to Puckle's Poke Quiz. Thanks for that introduction, Mark. We're going to get right into it. But as always, Professor Oak reminds you, it's time to Poke Quiz. You can submit your questions over at our Discord at pucklediscord.com. We appreciate your questions, and we get a lot of them, and we use a lot of them, and it's a lot of fun. With that, we're going to get into it. Our first one is a general trivia question, as always. And this week, our first one comes from Batista. What is the first Pokemon line in the National Pokedex to not get a new form? And by this, we mean Mega Evolution, Gigantamax, regional forms, etc. What is the first Pokemon line in the National Pokedex to not get a new form? The whole line, like we're going to include the whole line.
Yeah, anything in the line. Yeah.
So like we include Squirtle because of Mega Blastoise, right? So.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably Spearow then.
Yeah, actually, because Butterfree, Butterfree,
Butterfree, G-Max, Mega Beedrill, Mega Pidgeot, Alolan Raticate, and then Spearow.
All right.
And then
are we locking that in?
Get everything else. Yep. Yeah.
That is correct. It is Spiro. Somebody also noted, I saw this on Twitter. I saw this one on Twitter, not on Discord, by the way, Shark. Just throwing that out there. I remember what my friends tell me. But I did see somebody goes, I was playing Fire Red Leaf Green recently, and have we not seen Spiros Gen 7? And I was just like, yeah, you're right. You were absolutely correct. No, we have not seen Spiros in Gen 7. All right. With that, you guys are 1 for 1. Our next question is a general trivia question, as always. And this is from Tiny Shroomish on the Discord server. What a good name. And I'm sorry for the very difficult question. I think I've asked this one before, actually. Who is the first Pokemon to be given away in a Cherish Ball? I will give you the free hint that it is not a mythical Pokemon. It is not a legendary Pokemon. It is a Pokemon.
I think I've heard of this from a different place.
Yeah.
I believe it's Tropius.
Are you locking that in?
As weird as that is, I believe that is an event.
That's such a weird one. I am down to lock that in because that's just like that. Well, yeah, sure. Like
the answer
so out of there.
The answer, in fact, is Tropius. It was the first Pokemon given away in Cherish Ball.
It's so weird. But
I'll give Shark the credit. I didn't tell him that one on the Discord server this week.
Nope. It was trivia show a while back.
Yeah.
I remember it was like.
Well, you've been doing a lot of research on those too.
It's just weird. It was like, really? Tropius? Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys are 2 for 2. The next one's your Pokedex entry, as always. I don't think you'll probably get this one on the first one, but we'll find out. These all come from Jared Cornelius fan on the Discord server. And this is from Pokemon Violet. The oil that seeps from its body is really smooth. For people troubled by bad skin, this oil is an effective treatment. Who's that Pokemon?
This oil, can you repeat that?
The oil that seeps from its body is really smooth. For people troubled by bad skin, this oil is an effective treatment.
The first Pokemon that came to mind was like Varoom Revavroom. Doesn't make sense for that type of oil.
That would be so wild if it was. That I'll give you the free hint that it's not, but that would be so wild. That
would have been so good.
That'd be so wild. What a good Pokedex entry. Man, Pokemon, you messed up. Pokemon, you messed up.
The card having smooth oil that's good for like skin. It's just...
That would have been good. I would have, man, if that was real, man.
The other thing that comes to mind, I don't know what the Cloudfire, Paldea, and Wooper lines are, but just I'm thinking of like
honestly, I was legitimately gonna go towards that realm because of just like something like that, or like oh no, that's more slime, like a Goomy.
It's like more of a
something
slime,
like along that realm is kind of where.
Cause I'm trying to think of Pokemon that are like have to do with oil or like even like something in that vein, and I'm like, because it could be anything too, but I just don't recall that. Yeah, I don't recall that deck from being older. Personally, I don't know. Maybe it is.
Oh, just give me an answer. Let's throw it out there.
Trying to think. I'm not gonna say the car, even though that's the first thing that keeps coming to mind.
What game was it from again?
Violet.
Pokemon
Violet.
Okay. Oh, I'm
could be
fine with
Tropius.
shooting a Wooper.
Wooper, we'll go with that one. I'm gonna go with your next entry. And this entry is going to be from Pokemon White.
Oh.
Their white fur feels amazing to touch.
Oh.
Their fur repels dust and prevents static electricity from building up.
Oh, it's Cinccino or Minccino.
Yep.
I just don't know which
there
one.
You go.
I don't care which one. As long as you give me the line, I always give you the point. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
yeah, exactly. So that one. That one.
The answer is Cinccino. Cinccino is correct. You guys got one there. You guys are 3 for 3. This next question is your multi-answer question. There are 9 answers here. I'm going to let you get up to 3 points. The way we're going to do this is every 3 answers you give me, you get a point. You don't have to lock in all your answers. You get a strike if you get it wrong. You get 3 strikes, you're out. And I also hold the ability to give you a strike if I think you're taking too long. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the question. This week, it comes from Sabola on the Discord server. For each Pokemon generation, what is the first Pokemon introduced in that generation that is not a starter by national dex number? For each Pokemon.
Okay, so
Pokemon
each generation first non-national dex Pokemon.
Yes, there are 9 of these, obviously, because there's 9 generations.
Caterpie.
That is correct. That is 1.
Is it Gen 2? I believe Hoot or
it's either I think it's Sentret.
Sentret sounds right.
Which one are you gonna lock in?
I say Sentret next.
Sentret is correct. Sentret is correct. Okay. I feel like I asked this question at some point because I know I said something with Gen 3 at some point.
Poochyena is next. The only reason I remember that because I thought it was strange that it was Poochyena, but I remember that from me and Whimsicott doing the name all the Pokemon. I was like, what's
the answer is
why is it not
Poochyena.
Zigzagoon?
The answer is Poochyena. Yeah.
Bidoof.
Bidoof is also no, actually, I don't think Bidoof is correct. Actually, let me double check.
Or is it?
Let me double check. Oh, you said Bidoof. You said Bidoof. I'm keeping the Bidoof answer. I'm gonna give you. Yep. I'm gonna give you my. I gotta pull my cheat.
Yeah, I'll take the strike on that.
You're making me pull my cheat sheet too, but I am gonna give you the strike for that because I do not believe it is Bidoof. It is not Bidoof.
I think it's probably what. Starly? Is there anything else?
It has to be. It's Starly. It's Starly.
The answer is Starly.
It was one of the two.
The answer is Starly.
Got it.
I would like to point out that Poochyena and Starly are both Pokemon you fight before you even get a chance to attack wild Pokemon in both those games that they came out in. So.
Yeah, and that makes sense why. Yeah, it makes sense when you think about that. Gen 5 is tricky.
Is Gen 5 tricky?
I think it is Patrat. But
what else is
it's definitely the hardest of the gens left.
You have 1 strike, by the way. So and you've got a point. You got a point. So
yeah. I say let's lock in Patrat.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Patrat is unfortunately incorrect.
Oh well.
Then it's Lillipup or Purloin, and that's our.
Oh! I don't even know either of those two. Are there any other gens we know?
Might be Lillipup.
Because if we get 3 strikes,
you have 1 more strike left.
Let's see. Well, let's.
You guys do have the hint too, but you can probably try to go for them all if you don't use the hint. So that's up to you, obviously.
Yeah. Gen 6. Is it?
It's like Fletching or
Diggersby.
Bunnelby? I don't know if it's either.
Bunnelby, excuse me. Yeah, Bunnel.
I don't feel confident on either of them personally. Like I don't feel confidently on one or the other.
Gen 7, it's Grubbin or it's
no, Gen 7. No. I
think Gen 7's weird. It might be Yungoos. It might just be Yungoos.
Oh, that might be what it is. Is Gen H a Wooloo? Or is there another Pokemon I'm missing? I feel like I'm missing
Wooloo or Blipbug, but I think
I want to Blipbug for that one, but
yeah, it has to be Lulu because that's literally you battle in the first battle. Same logic as Gen 4. It's got to be Lulu.
Let's lock in Wooloo for Gen 8.
Wooloo's unfortunately
Lock in Lulu,
incorrect.
and if we were wrong, then
that's your 3rd strike. You guys got a point. So Gen 5, you were not going to get correct because the answer is Victini.
Louises.
It is Victini. Gen 6, or Gen 6 is where we're at. That is Bunnelby. I'm gonna pull up the answers for the people at home. So Caterpie, Sentret, Poochyena, Starly, you all got. Then, like I said, Victini, Bunnelby for Gen 6. Gen 7 is Picky-Peck. So not that out there.
Okay, so that was one of the other ones I had in my head
and then Gen 8 is Squavit.
I forgot Squavit.
And then in Gen 9, it's Lechonk because it's the first Pokemon you go and you can catch. So
yeah, we probably would have gotten Lechonk, but the others are
yeah. The Victini, you guys were just on that train of thought, and Gen 5 is very weird in that sense.
Yeah, no, we would have not gotten that.
Yeah.
If we
Gen 5 is just very weird in that sense.
You forget about that little thing. Yeah.
All right. Well, that gives you guys 1 point. You guys are 4 for 4. Your next question is your base stat question. As always, you can actually technically cash in the hint for an extra point still, because you've still gotten all the questions correct. You've earned a point on all of them. So this question is from Geo Guru on the Discord server. What Pokemon with the Rock Head ability has the highest base attack with the Rock Head ability? As the highest base attack. This one's a little rough, I think, but
so what gets Rockhead? Does Rhyperior get solid rock?
I think Rhyperior, that's exactly what I was thinking. I think Rhyperior still gets it. It's like solid rock.
The question
Lightning
is,
Rod.
Rampardos gets. I don't think Rampardos got lucky enough to get Rockhead. It gets like Mold Breaker and Sturdy.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't even think. I don't remember if it gets Sturdy, but
because Rhyperior is like 135 base attack or something like that, or 130.
It's like 130, 135, and beyond that, it's like things that are really super strong.
No legends get Rockhead that I know of.
Relicanth is not that high. It's high, but not that
higher
high.
defense and attack. I love me Choice Scarf Relicanth.
Tyrantrum. Does it get rock? Does Tyrantrum might get rocket? Does it get rocket?
It gets no. I think it's Strongjaw and Mold Breaker as well. I think it gets Mold Breaker.
Yes. See, that's not even one that has it. I'm just trying to think of.
It might
that have heads.
But I think it's. I know it's Strongjaw for sure. I'm pretty sure because that was the whole thing.
Man. I mean, we could. How many points we got right now? I'm just trying to think if it's worth.
You got 4. You got 4.
We're 4 for 4. We could take the risk or to get 6 for 5, or
you go for 6, or you go get 5. Yeah.
Rhyperior.
You feeling lucky, punk?
Is it Rhyperior or is it not Rhyperior? Because it's Aggron is not.
Is that does this include Megas? I don't think any Megas get Rockhead. But I don't think it's...
Yeah, I keep trying
to think the question would include Megas unless otherwise noted, but I'm going to let you do with that information what you will.
Because Steelix gets Mega Steelix is Sturdy still. Or, no, it's Sandforce.
Yeah, that's Sandforce.
I don't know if any Megas do get Rockhead anyways.
Really don't. I
think
I'm honestly fine to lock in Rhyperior. I don't got anything else.
I think the only way it's that or because messed up its attack number and something got a bit higher.
Yeah. So we're locking in Rhyperior.
Yeah.
Rhyperior is unfortunately incorrect. Rhyperior loses Rockhead actually when it evolves from Rhydon. But the answer is Rhydon as a result. But I'm not going to give you the point because it's Rhydon and not Rhyperior. So Rhydon actually gets Rhydon is the answer with a base 130 attack actually. And then Tyrantrum in second place with 121, followed by Golem at 120, and then Hisuian Arcanine at 115. But that gives you guys 4 points today, which is not bad considering the way things have been going lately on this segment. So you're not too far behind, is what I'm trying to say. I gotta go find my link here. If you ever want to keep up with the scores, by the way, you can check us out over on our Discord server at puclpodcast.com. And we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna go into this. How do I add a participant? Because Shamu is on the board today.
Yeah. I had to look and see what we lost for Rockhead, and that's how he gets Solid Rock.
Yeah, he gets Solid Rock, which isn't much better, I'll tell you. But
and he gets Reckless as a hidden ability. It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and show everybody what the score is. Currently in the trivia score, top 4 get to go to our final championships. You have to have the top 4 by the end of November, which is a ways off still, by the way. In first place, we've got Linian with 24 points. In second place, we have Seth Vila with 23. In third, Claude9 with 21. In fourth, Jushiro with 20. In fifth, Whimsicott with 19. In sixth, Sharkfinnagan with 18. We have a much better grouping than last time, by the way. In seventh, we have our Sigma with 15. In eighth, Sublime Manic with 7. In ninth, Mark with 5. And in 10th, Dr. Shamu with 4. Still anybody's game, by the way. I mean, 4 isn't that far away from 19 in the way we score things, so it's
4 isn't
certainly
that far from 100 if you count correctly.
if you count hard enough. If you squint hard enough, rectangles look like squares. And you can go ahead and follow us. If you want more Poke quiz action, though, you can tune in next week and listen to us there. With that, guys, we're going to go ahead and kick it on over to our Poke opinion. Welcome to our Poke opinion. The Poke opinion is the part of the show where you can write a Poke opinion on the Discord server, and we might read it and discuss it. This is meant to be a fun little conversation, just it's something smaller, something that's not big enough for a topic. That's just bite-sized enough. No. Though I guess we did use this a couple weeks ago just to make a second topic. We had first topic, but what about second topic? But this week, it comes from, I believe, Coleslaw. They shorten the names for some reason because it thinks I'm streaming because we use OBS to record the video version of the podcast. But he asked, with Fire Red and Leaf Green coming to the Switch, it's the perfect opportunity to revisit the world of Kanto. The classic should feel like a nice break from the hand-holding of modern games. But it begs the question, should Pokemon games be played with a guide? And is it the same answer between the classics and with the maze-like caves and vague questline, and the modern games with friendly rivals and complicated evolution methods? I think every Pokemon game is okay. So we're talking about complicated evolution methods. I want to like grab onto that part real quick. And kind of grab onto that part with like the game guides, right? I think Pokemon game guides are really cool pieces of history because they kind of add to the experience almost.
Yeah, it really does.
Catch a hero with a Master Ball.
Those and
yeah, well, because it has fun little things like that. I think those cute little things in the older game guides were very fun. When you could like when it would just say random stuff and add little tidbits. Like I have like the X and Y one that was hardcovered, which is really cool. And tells you absolutely nothing, by the way. But
yeah, a lot of the newer guides got like really bad, and I think they stopped making them. I don't know. Like I've got a lot of them, I think, if not all of the ones from older. I even got like found a little tiny Fire Red and Leaf Green one that's like the size of a DS like case.
But I think every Pokemon game, even without a guide, if you think about Pokemon throughout the history, there's always been a weird evolution method. They're getting a little funkier. Like Runanigris is like a really bad one. But I do think that
Palafin. The Palafin legitimately was an experience without a guide. It took data mining. That took legitimately forever to figure out.
But what I'm trying to get at here is I think that the game guide is more or less at this point been replaced with the internet as the internet community has grown. So I think that point is kind of moot because they're making the really wild evolution methods now, so that you can have to search for it. You have to interact with people. Pokemon is a game where it just forces human interaction. I don't care what anybody says where they go, man, I just want to play Pokemon by myself. Pokemon has never been about that. Pokemon has always been about forcing human interaction, and they're making these wilder and harder. So you have to go to the internet. You have to be talking to people to figure this out.
It's how we also got like a lot of the stuff that you think about now is like Mew under the truck and how Missingno got spread. How did you know about that?
That's how Pokemon thrived. By the way, that is just how Pokemon thrives. It's the history of Pokemon. It's almost the same argument I use for people when they complain about Pokemon being a buggy game, like even modern Pokemon. I go, that is literally the charm of all Pokemon games. That is why every Pokemon game was popular, because everybody was talking about all of the things that were broken that you could play with instead. So
like I don't mind buggy messes as long as it's like playable still. And again, like I do enjoy games for the ride. If it's something that's actually going to hamper my actual gameplay, sure, yeah, that's a problem. But like I don't think I had any issue like Scarlet and Violet, like that buggy type thing. Like it didn't actually hamper my gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
Was it kind of unfortunate? Sure, but like I still enjoyed the ride. Like that's still a whole thing. But
Yeah,
back to the whole thing about guides. Like the cop out answer is you can do what you want, you know.
Yeah.
But like honestly, you probably don't need it unless you get stuck on something really. Like
and even then, I don't know.
That's the internet now.
Yeah, games were just like the social experience anyway, because especially Pokemon. I remember that. I mean, it's probably part of the reason why I have this show. But a lot of it is just that the experience of playing Pokemon is the experience of talking to others about Pokemon, and maybe you're stuck in the game, maybe you need help evolving something, maybe you need help catching something or trading somebody. It's all about the human connection, whether or not you want to accept that or not. This is just a truth I hold self-evident about Pokemon. And I think guides are there to help you with the story, and that's fine. I think they're fun in that sense as well. I mean, I also, to some extent, always play with a guide anyway, especially Nuzlocke, because I always sit down and go, okay, what Pokemon are available in this area? What are the percentages of these Pokemon showing up? I even look at the available levels sometimes, because sometimes you can do like repel cheats to like force a spawn.
Yeah, Nuzlocke is a whole different like strategy of like you to do Nuzlocke very well, you need to be able to look and figure all that stuff out and just go, okay, what you need to make sure you can take the proper path and or find the proper path and then take the right actions and do that without RNG screwing you over.
Yeah.
Like and that's not like a Nuzlocke for sure. It's like a lot of guides.
I think the guidebooks are pretty sweet though. They're just really cute, and they always have something like really weird. Like I've got on the screen, if you're on the video version, the fire red leaf green one. I'm just flipping through the pages. But there's just like random little notes, like your first priority in Silphco is to get the card key, and the first part of the cheat sheet to fight many of the trainers and collect many of the items and beat Silphco. They were much funnier in the original one. I need to actually, let me see if I can find that one. But in the original Pokemon game guide for Red, Blue, Yellow, they had way more funny things. So I absolutely believe that. I don't know. I think they're fun. I think there's charm, and I mean, Pokemon lives on nostalgia. I'm gonna be honest with everybody. So yeah, just I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of my thought. I don't know if you guys have any further thoughts. Pokeopinion is not meant to be long. It's meant to just be this. But
yeah.
No,
I think I think just exactly. That's really what it comes down to. You can use a little. I use it just a little bit just to help find things, but yeah.
Yeah, it's usually like I usually just like internet as a reference. Like, oh, how do you do this? And then you boom. The internet has changed a lot from older days.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just think it's very interesting. But yeah, all right. Well, that is going to be it for our Pokeopinion. We've got one more segment coming your way, and it's the mailbag. So we're going to kick it on over to that mailbag. Welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag is the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll read it on the show. And as always, we'll give out the Green Tauros badge to anybody who we deem worthy, because this segment is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves.
Good enough. And as always, I know. Well, okay, so the past couple of weeks we haven't had a mailbag, and I apologize for everybody who writes in, because we got a lot of emails in those couple of weeks that we did not have a mailbag. And I need to fix my headphones briefly as well, but because they might have died. But I am going to go ahead and we've got a few emails here. We haven't had a lot of podcasting, but I want to make sure that we go ahead and get to these. The people who wrote the emails for the top five, bottom five episodes that we did, that I still have them, and we are going to go ahead and actually, read those. Oh, that was what happened. It wasn't even my headphones were broken. My internet was acting weird. So you guys are back. Hopefully, can you guys say a word?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, words.
I was just staying quiet.
Yeah. Okay. No. I watched the gears go because the internet disconnected for half a second.
Yeah, you did.
But,
you did cut out just a hot second on our end. I think I didn't. It's like I just heard a little chirp on it, but yeah.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and read a couple of emails about what people thought about Pokemon Day. And for those of you who did the top 5, bottom 5 episodes, we are going to go ahead and we're going to do a full episode where I just read all of them. That's just going to happen. It's going to be a bonus episode for all of you on Puckle. You're going to love it, I guess, because you want to hear the luscious sound of my voice and my opinions on your top 5s and bottom 5s. But with that, let's get into it. Our first email is going to be this week from Ernie on the Discord server. I'm going to let you go ahead and read that one, Shamu.
Alrighty. Ahoy hoy, Thatch and other host girls and boys. Ernie, the friendly Discord Charizard, and now Rillaboom stan here. I was listening to the discussion about what Pokemon would be best for bowling. I present my argument for Bramblegast. While it is a little big at 3'11", 1.2 meters for the metric listeners, you can crumple the vines and search for an X. Oh, the parenthesis threw me off. You can crumple the vines and search for an XX S version to get closer to the standard 1 foot or 0.3 meter ball. It weighs 13.2 pounds, 6 kilograms. It has the Wind Rider ability, so it is immune to the effects of air resistance, but will still curve based on the spin you put on it and the oil pattern on the lane. I will also cut the act of rolling it as a wind-based move, IRL Tailwind, in parentheses. So it'll get a power boost before it hits the pins.
Okay.
This is my argument for why Bramblegast is a definitive once and future bowling ball choice. Thanks for taking the time to read this. Your friendly Discord Charizard, Rillaboom, and Pom Bomb stand. Let you take it from there.
I will accept part of that argument, but not all of it.
I just don't know where you'd grab this.
Yeah, it's fine. You'll find a place to put it. But
impale your hand on one of the spikes. I don't know.
But yeah, it's a good one. I would say 13.2 pounds is outside of the qualifications that we put on it. Oh wait, no, 13.2 pounds is fine. Never mind, I lied. That should work. Probably
be fine. Would that be like too heavy or too light? Out of
it's just really tall.
Well, one is legal. Weight wise, it's legal. It's legal.
Because thinking of it, if you go XX small, it's probably less than 13 pounds.
Potentially, yeah. Or you can crumple it up, I guess. I don't know. It's it would 13 pounds is probably fine. Like that's probably the lower limit I would use for a bowling ball. If you were to purchase one, like nobody should ever purchase a bowling ball for themselves and like go less than 13 pounds, in my opinion. If you get 13 pounds, you can and you get it drilled for you, it'll fit really nicely, and you won't have to like squeeze your hand to grip the ball. It's a whole thing. It's a whole bowling thing, guys. Don't worry about it. But with that, yeah, thanks, Ernie. We're gonna go ahead. We got one more today about what's actually going on Pokemon Day, and we're gonna get started. This next one and this last one is from Tia over on the Discord server. Puckle crew, this is Tia, and Tia is quite excited for the new Pokemon games. Compared to my distaste for Legends ZA, I have both high hopes for Pokopia and Weewa. Stop calling it Weewa, community. I hate it. And
Weewa.
Wawa Weewa.
That's all I think every time. Every time it's just
Wawa Weewa. Wawa
King of the
Weewa.
castle. King of the castle.
Pokopia. This game continues to surprise me, and I kind of feel like the city building part of me was taken from an early development of Pokemon Legends ZA. It feels like an Animal Crossing style Pokemon game, which is the only comparison we've been using today, and has been a dream of mine for quite a few Pokemon fans, and to have it come out after Legends ZA, which has a redevelopment plan as a plot. Now on to Weewa. This might be the first time Pokemon has textures that aren't smoother than my dumb brain, and an island style exploration that's always been my favorite. And they turned my coworker's dog into a Pokemon. I have attached an image and a video of him. I do not have either of those for the video version of the podcast. It is okay. It does look like Pom Pom. So we must chant the ancient mantra and hope it reaches Nintendo this time. Please don't turn bipedal. Please don't turn bipedal. Please don't turn firefighting, and please don't turn firefighting. My personal predictions are Grass Steel, Fire Fairy, and Water Dragon. I think Water Dragon, I don't think we'll ever get a Dragon type starter.
It would be so cool, but balance-wise, yeah, I think that's kind of where they go. Like, nope, we're not going to give you a dragon.
Well, I also
technically did. It's in ZA, in the Mega for Alligator.
I don't count megas. The megas don't count. I think because that's like more of a formish type thing that happens at the end. I don't. It's like a mode rather than like a Pokemon. I don't know. I think that. I think dragon type starters probably won't happen, only because if you think about the way that Pokemon games are designed, when you choose your starter and you're doing your team composition, that kind of builds you out of a Pokemon. Like a very good way that I thought about it. I was when I was playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I probably would have picked Coco as my starter, but I chose Quaxley instead. And the reason I did this is because I wanted to play with an Armarouge. And I'm like, I'm not playing with an Armarouge and a Skeledirge in the same game. I can't do that. So you have like these team comps going on, and everybody wants to use a pseudo legendary. And so you don't want to double up on types like dragon like that. So I just don't think we'll ever get a dragon type starter, but I digress.
Yeah, I don't think they want to diverge us from whatever pseudo dragon they give us.
No, I don't think they want.
Sense.
Yeah.
And the only time we would is if we're not getting a dragon pseudo for some reason, but that seems to be kind of the common line they do now.
And on to the gimmick. The symbol looks like a rainbow spectrum with a planet in the middle. Okay, I actually have a really good take on this that I'm going to get to in a second. But our planets are named after Olympian gods, right? It's not Olympian. That would be Greek. They're the Roman god names. But yes. So maybe we can have our Pokemon use the gimmick item to tap into the blessing powers of each island's deity. This would take the form of either a cape or wings. But that's enough for now. You should look at my coworker's dog, Tia. The gimmick I actually had a lot of thoughts on after we did that episode. And I saw a theory that came from another website that agreed with me. And I think it's wild enough that it feels very Pokemon. And in the way that I go, oh man, I didn't think that they could do this, but they did. Which is how every gimmick kind of works nowadays in my mind. Like every time Pokemon does something, it's something I hadn't thought about and it surprised me. And unfortunately, I think I thought about it this time, but I'm still surprised because I thought about it. I really think that, so it's not, I don't think it's a planet with like a rainbow around it. I think it's like a horizon with like the sun setting. But what have they changed? They've changed types, they've changed forms, they've evolved again. The moves have been enhanced. There's a lot of stuff that's already happened. What is the next thing you change? And I think you change a mechanic in the battle itself now for the Pokemon. And the idea would be there's something, and I think this would be interesting, especially for competitive battles, because you can't use items in competitive battles. And the move Revival Blessing exists, which kind of foreshadows this a little bit, but I'm wondering if there's a way where like the horizon sets and then the sun rises, right? And so if there's a gimmick where the Pokemon faints, it can come back with like a little bit of a buff or something, like once per battle. And there's like a revival form. Maybe you could do a thing where like a Pokemon gets like a revival form or something like that. And I saw somebody else had like this exact same idea, and I'm kind of bummed that I wasn't the only one. And I was just like, that feels almost like that could be it, you know?
I think so. I think it is. Yeah, that could be interesting. It is definitely different.
Yeah.
But I'd be curious to see.
I think what my first thought is what you like. I don't know if I like it, but I think the first thing I would consider is doing it almost a la Destiny Bond, where you select the option if you think your Pokemon is going to faint. And if it does faint, then it comes back and gets like a boost or something.
Yeah, I
have
just
to like predict it almost.
I think something like this could happen where like they play with the flow of battle rather than just like the Pokemon itself.
Yeah,
and
like I'm trying to think for like VGC and what would they balance to like make it work in VGC with a revival, like that everyone gets access to, other than limiting it to a Pokemon. And I think you have to like, I think it's gonna come down to just predicting, even if it's like obvious, but like then your opponent can maybe like double tap it or something, and then it'll still kill it.
I think there's probably something. I think there's probably something there with it. I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm that feels like gimmicky enough to me. And it's something that they haven't really touched yet, which makes me think it might happen. But yeah.
Yeah, something with flow of battle does seem like interesting as a concept. I just don't know what they would do. Again.
It feels very much to me kind of like how Dynamax felt a little bit. And I could see that happening. In my heart of hearts, though, what I really want is no gimmick, because that's the best gimmick. And I know it won't happen.
I think the only gimmick I really do enjoy is just Mega still.
Yeah, Megas are fun. Megas feel good.
I like being able to use Pokemon that aren't really good, even if it is predictable, in a sense of like, oh, you're using Beedrill, I know what you're doing.
Exactly.
You know? Like,
exactly.
But still, like, allow those Pokemon to be good.
Yeah. But all right. Yeah, I think I'll give Tia the Green Taurus badge today if Tia doesn't already have it. Yeah, a lot of discussion there. Email us next week what you think of Pokopia, and then look out for a random episode, probably not this week, but next week, for all those mailbags that Thatch didn't get to. But with that, if you want to keep up with us, the best way to do so is to go to our Discord server at puclpodcast.com. You can follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, wherever, you know. Follow us and watch us stream over on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepokopodcast or YouTube at youtube.com/puclpodcast. And if you want to help support the show over at Patreon at patreon.com/puclpodcast, we really appreciate it. But with that, guys, I have been your host, Trainer Thatch.
I've been Shamu.
I've been Sharkfinnagan.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.